behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog, I know I'm the shit behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last. Behind the baller.
Yes, sir. What's good, people? You are now tuned in to Behind the Baller podcast. I'm your host, Ben Yang Baller, aka the Korean John Cusack, the Korean Liam Neeson, and known to many as the Forrest Gump of hip hop. This is episode 50 motherfucking 5, y'all. 55, man, it's crazy. This is the weekend wrap up. What are we gonna get into on today's show? I'll give you one guess. And if you don't guess it correctly, you probably don't follow my social media accounts, probably. I don't know. Anyways, you already know, man. The coronavirus got me fucked up. I gotta talk about this before the All-Star, all that shit. It's taken over my life, literally. I mean, it's just such a fucked up situation that's going on right now. So let me start off with that boat that was declined by 5 different countries and 5 different docks. It finally docked, right? In Cambodia. And the Prime Minister of Cambodia met the ship and all its passengers with open arms. He even shook all the passengers' hands and all this shit. They made a thing like, oh, people need to relax, it's not a big deal. And then I think less than 100 people, I believe, made Cambodia their final destination. I thought everyone was getting off the boat. I guess they didn't. Some people went whatever. Some dude was complaining that his daughter was in need of medical help. But none of them were infected with the novel coronavirus. The captain of the ship had said that nobody was sick or infected with the virus, aka hashtag COVID-19. And then a few days passes, and guess what? Yep. An 80-something-year-old lady who got off that boat, traveled to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and when she landed in customs, customs stops her and says she was she looked suspicious or some shit. And so, they tested her, and she tested positive for the coronavirus. So, okay, my question is, What about all the other people who left that boat, that were on the boat with her? Okay, where the fuck are they at? Who fucking knows, right? How about the people that she shared a row with on the airplane, a small-ass plane from Cambodia? It was probably maybe I'm just guessing, it was maybe a 45-hour flight, hour and a half max, right? How about the taxi or Uber that she was in to the airport, all right? What you guys still don't realize is this is fucking insanely contagious, okay? The contagiousness and infection rate of this virus is on another level. It is totally different. Some fucking guy was like, oh man, the Spanish flu killed fucking 500 million people or 50 million. Listen, man, bro, you're going to try to compare 1918 to fucking now? What kind of technology we got and everything else and just how shit is? Back then, there was no fucking kind of vaccine. There was no, people weren't living that long. This shit is on a whole different level right now, okay? There's a scientist, okay? He's not just a scientist, he's a brilliant scientist, and he's a specialist in infectious diseases, okay? You could Google him. His name is Neil Ferguson. He's based in the UK, I believe. He predicts, okay, a specialist scientist that knows what the fuck is going on. He predicts over 400,000 deaths alone will occur in the UK off this virus alone. I forgot what he said. He said 1% of the UK's population, which is fucking insanely fucking scary, okay? He said there is no way China has this virus under control. And the craziest fucking part about this whole thing is that China currently has over 760 million people quarantined. All right? There's nowhere else on this earth that could do this. No country in the fucking world has a government or has a fucking army or president or anything you could think of that could quarantine that many people. I mean, you see, I think I said in the last episode, they're fucking welding door shuts of apartment buildings, housing places. People are screaming out the windows. People don't have enough food. It's getting fucking desperation hours over there. But it's beyond that. It's past that. The fuck am I talking about? The quarantine has been successful as far as them shutting it off, fucking everyone is curfew, all that. But it's still not stopping it. Okay? So the quarantines, they did everything you should do, but they didn't get to it earlier because they were being fucking negligent. All right. So imagine when this shit hits the US heavy or the UK heavy. And the UK's kind of, they had some shit going on. There was like some kind of, some conference or something with 250 people. And supposedly one of the guys that was in that conference got infected and he fucked it up for like the whole fucking, I don't really know. But then again, there was like this bus convention or some other shit too. And people were talking about bus drivers are getting, alerted by it. And this is the UK. The UK's got hit harder than USA and everything. It's fucking scary. This shit is, again, super fucking contagious, all right? And by the time you infect somebody, you may not even fucking show any symptoms. That's what's even scarier, all right? And the US is more prepared than, but a lot of places, they're not prepared for this shit. There's a ton of Chinese people in fucking Paris, and people are like, listen, you shouldn't be racist, you shouldn't be, and I agree. You shouldn't fucking be racist against all Asians, even against Chinese. But this is the thing. This shit didn't happen in fucking Vietnam. It didn't happen anywhere else. It fucking happened in China, in Wuhan, China. All right. So anybody that has been to China in the last couple months, you might want to stay the fuck away from them. And not to be a dick or anything. This is to protect yourself and possibly save your life. I got a really good fucking friend of mine who was one of Q's top dogs, Q from WorldStar. He works for WorldStar. And my boy Danny, I forgot that he's been living in China for the last fucking 3 years. And when he told me, he's boots on the ground. This dude was in the service. He knows what fucking time it is. Dude's a fighter. He's a scrappy dude. He knows what time it is. I don't want to get too deep into the stories because I'm sure he'll be like, what the fuck? But this motherfucker was legitimately fighting. That's fist and everything, which is fucking crazy because Danny, you could fucking catch this if these guys are sick because you're making contact with these people. But he's fighting on a daily basis for food. He finally got to Malaysia himself. I have no fucking idea. He's telling me the people in Malaysia aren't even fucking wearing masks and shit like that. They're not really tripping. Another place that's super fucking dangerous right now is Thailand because it's one of the closest spots to fucking China. So you could just go right there, boom. South Korea is fucking, a 50-minute flight from Beijing. Again, there's all these planes that went everywhere. The crazy thing is on Flight Tracker, which is, it doesn't fucking matter what the fuck it is. It's an air traffic control site. They're showing a fucking Air China or China Eastern plane that left Wuhan on Saturday morning. It left Wuhan and it went to Beijing. Okay, I know it's still inside, but think that fucking plane might be a plane that flies to fucking Japan or fucking Philippines or somewhere else. It's just fucking crazy. And the thing is, you don't understand. They're saying this virus could live up to 9 days on a fucking seat back, on a tray table, in a plane. It's just fucking scary. All right. Another story, another factual story. A Japanese man who had the virus, he didn't show any signs of it. He had no symptoms, nothing. He flew into Hawaii from Japan. Okay. He never went to China. He didn't go to China. At least he didn't go to China in the last few months or whatever. He contracted the virus in Japan from who knows where the fuck. But when he got to Hawaii, he spends like 4 or 5 days in Oahu, right? Staying at a hotel, going around, whatever. And then he gets to Maui. And when he gets to Maui, he starts to feel sick, starts to get a fever and all that shit. You know what? Spends a few days there too. And then he gets on a plane and heads back to Japan. I think his wife got it as well. Obviously, she's in close contact with them. But he gets back to Japan. He tests positive for the fucking coronavirus. And the fucked up part about it is he stayed at the Hilton in Maui. Don't remember the exact Hilton, but if you Google the story, man in Japan, or coronavirus, Hawaii, whatever, you'll see. Now imagine the hundreds, possibly thousands of people now that could be infected with this fucking shit. All right. That cruise ship, the cruise ship I love talking about, that's docked in Yokohama currently. They got the fucking the South Korean government, the U.S. government is trying to fucking evacuate these people that are on there, at least the Americans, as many as they can, and bring them back to to America to get them quarantined and tested and be back on their native land. But this is the crazy part. They're at over 400 people infected on that fucking boat, including some crew members, right? Remember, this old man didn't even hit all the boat. He hit a very small part of the boat. It's an 80-year-old fucking Japanese guy or Chinese guy. And all these people, there's still fucking more people that are infected. Every single day, there's more people on this Japanese cruise ship, right? Princess fucking cruise ship, okay? So no one knows how many fucking people have been infected by this shit because they can't keep track of it, right? The WHO can't. The fucking the World Health Organization, aka WHO, is absolutely crazy. Okay, so check this out, people. Make sure you wash your hands. That is the number one thing that every doctor, every specialist is saying. You need to wash your hands for at least 30 seconds. Every time you touch it, fucking wash your hands. You need to frequently wash your hands for 30 seconds. Make sure they're dried off properly, all right? Don't fucking use a towel that fucking someone else has fucking put their dirty ass dick beaters on, or whatever the fuck it may be. Make sure you get a fucking mask if you're going to be traveling and going to the airport, shit like that, or being around big groups of people that you may think, especially, remember, my podcast is global. So I got people who are listening from China, from Hong Kong, from Asia. Make sure you have an N95 level mask, at least a minimum of N95. That's the filter level, all right? They have an N99 mask, which I showed on my social media the other day. Make sure you wear gloves if you want to, right? Because you're touching elevator buttons and shit. This is the first time this shit has lived for so fucking long. The DNA of this shit is crazy, all right? If you use hand sanitizer, make sure the sanitizer is at least 60% alcohol in it. Make sure the sanitizer dries off. Make sure your hands are completely dried before you do anything else, all right? It's really important. Do not touch your mouth or your face with your hands. Try everything. If you got to fucking scratch your face, listen, wash your hands, do all that shit first, then maybe touch your face, whatever. But do everything you can to not avoid touching your mouth or your face with your hands. Now, especially on a plane. All right, listen, by the way, let me give you guys an update. So I had to cancel my fucking trip to Japan to go meet with Murakami. He had told me about it. I still told you guys before. We had a little bit more discussion about it. I thought maybe it might ease up a little bit, but Japan is the second highest rate of people infected with coronavirus. I think it's unfair because so many of those people are on the boat. But you know what? It's that fucking serious right now. I lost a few racks on the hotel because I couldn't, obviously. I'm so fucking hyped because, the Amman Tokyo is super dope. But you know what? There's nothing that's going to fuck with nostalgia or the level of excellence and fucking luxury that the Park Hyatt has. And this time I decided to go in of all the fucking times. This was the trip where I said, fuck this. I'm about to go in. I was going to have Lauren Tsai record on the fucking show. And who fucking knows? I actually talked to Lauren and she wasn't even thinking about it. And she finally did some research. She talked to her friends back and she postponed her trip as well. But anyways, I was able to rebook my flight, thank fucking God, to a later date. I'm just going to, push it back a couple months and figure out when I can, when hopefully this shit dies down. Like, no joke. I hope they get a real fucking chokehold on this bitch. And I was able to rebook my flight for $750, which is better than fucking losing $12,000. So thank fucking God. But this shit is getting so goddamn serious in Japan that they might cancel the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, which could be catastrophic for the city. I want you guys to understand, again, I'm not giving you this information to scare you. I'm giving you this information to prepare you. That's all it is. I just want you guys to be informed, all right, so that you can stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. All right, now, I'm in Vegas this week. I'm in New York next week. And when I get to the airport on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. I'm wearing my N99 mask. I'm wiping down my seats with the fucking Lysol disinfectant wipes. And I got the ones that kill the H1N1 flu, influenza, and other viruses. The ones that you see on Instagram that say, oh, they got Lysol wipes that kill coronavirus. No, that's bullshit. That's bogus, and they're being photoshopped. Like, why the fuck would somebody Photoshop something like that? You spent time to fucking, to give some people some hope that some shit that don't exist, especially in a time when people are dying off this shit. Again, this shit is nothing to joke about at all, period. Okay? Back to China. According to the fucking, to the CDC and the news, which again, they're not getting fucking proper information. Everyone's complaining about it. Even the news, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, HNN, all the big news outlets, Daily News UK, they're all complaining why the government is being fucking shady and not being transparent and everything. They said that there's over 2,000 new cases today, okay? There's over 100 new dead just from the virus, all right? And that's according to what the Chinese numbers are being released, which is a bunch of horse shit, okay? Which it would bring up the total of deaths in mainland China to over 1,700 deaths, okay? Anyone who knows anything and knows what's good with China and what's going on and the shit that I explained on the last episode knows that's bullshit. Again, the WHO, World Health Organization, even stated that China needs to be more transparent in order for the world to assist them with this pandemic. But then the government in China has stated this is being totally blown out of proportion. It's really not that serious. And then they did this fucking news conference in Germany. No fucking idea why. And I guess the president of China flew to there. And then the WHO is there. The World Health Organization is like, oh, thank you for being so, helpful and telling us what's going on. What the fuck? Why are y'all sucking dick? It's that shit I talked about on Instagram. Where you got people who follow you and they won't like your pictures, but they'll like a celebrity picture that they don't even fucking know. And it goes on in the industry and everything else. I see that dick sucking from far away. It's just some fucking weirdo shit. You guys, man, you guys are supposed to be fucking, a nonprofit or whatever, doing good to prevent this fucking infectious, crazy, highly contagious disease, virus. Stop sucking dick, man. Okay? So there's a legitimate interview with a Hong Kong news reporter and the manager of one of the biggest crematories in Wuhan. And he said himself in the interview that he's burning, close to 450 bodies a day. All right. He says on a regular day, months and months ago, on a regular day in an average year, whatever, he may burn 20 to 50 bodies in a day. And that's people who just die from natural causes, whatever. Okay. But he said he's been burning 450 bodies a day since late January. All right. That's close to 8,000 bodies. Okay. Which, you could take out 400 or 500. You could take out even 1,000 of them. All right. And say those are from natural causes. All right. Which it's not, because this shit's fucked up right now. But that would still be 7,000, which is 3 times the number that the government is releasing. It's just fucking way more than what China is talking about. And that's just one of 30 plus. There's, I think, I'm not positive, there's 39 or 42 crematories in Wuhan. Okay, these are facts. I'm not releasing any information like Bigfoot's here. I'm not telling you guys that I have a 17-inch penis. I'm not telling you guys that I fuck 400 girls in one day. I'm telling you motherfuckers, this shit is already outlandish, but this is real. All right, be careful being in a city where someone who visited China in the last 2 months may be at. All right, any major city, don't touch a fucking railing. Don't touch escalator guards. Don't touch elevator buttons with your bare finger unless you're going to wash or sanitize your hands immediately right after, all right? Especially if you got kids and everything else. Those medical paper masks that you see people using, that ain't going to work. And you see these fucking doctors and specialists saying, oh, mask won't work. They know what the fuck they're talking about, all right? But yeah, the medical ones that you see, just little paper thin ones, that's not going to prevent you from catching the coronavirus from someone sneezing on you or breathing on you. It may slightly help if you are sick yourself and you're trying to help from, but this is a whole different level of sophisticated fucking virus. All right. If you want to actually prevent yourself from catching the coronavirus via someone sneezing or breathing, you got to rock an N95 or N99 mask. Okay. What's even more fucking heartbreaking is that these masks are sold out fucking everywhere. All right. I'm talking everywhere. And people in Japan are reselling them. And it's just the most and I love Japanese people. I'm just saying, it's just the most scumbag fucking shit that these people are taking the wrong opportunities to come up on. Thank God for my brother-in-law. He went to Home Depot like a week or so or 2 ago, right when this virus had hit, and he grabbed the last box of N95 masks, got me a box of 25 for me and my family so we could take them, my kids, protected and everything. He's a fucking champion. Thank you, Vince. my boy Cole, who you all know, Cole Harris, he literally has 45 days worth of food and water supplies just in case shit goes down. So my wife got super paranoid and bought 6 fucking pallets of bottled water. She bought cup of noodles, fucking tuna, all kinds of shit. All the shit that's on a list of fucking, whatever. Cole went a little bit extreme, but again, he has a business in China. His wife is Chinese. This shit is not anything to play games with. He knows how serious it is. He knows how highly contagious it is. He has a lot of friends out there, rich friends, regular people that understand. I won't get too much into his business, but listen, there won't be a vaccine or a cure for this for at least 12 to 18 months. They're saying 18 months earliest. I'm being wishful and hopeful and saying maybe in 12 months. But listen, people, please check the CDC, okay, for the latest updates and just be safe. Be cautious. The most dangerous areas are the airports. The airplanes, they say the airplanes are not likely to catch something. But then again, if you're sitting in coach, you're sitting in economy, and someone's sick next to you, you fucking never know. But as far as the air in the airplanes, it's not going down like that. You're not going to catch it through the air vents because they have the best possible filtration systems. Like their HEPA filters on a different level on the planes. That's why people don't get like that. It's just, I know it sounds like it's an incubator, and I said that before, but I did some more research on it. And what you want to do is be careful when you go to the fucking bathroom. If you don't have to go to the bathroom, don't fucking go. All right. They're saying the aisle seats are the most dangerous, which is fucking great because I love the aisle seats, right? But if someone is coughing or sneezing, you got every fucking right to ask that person, hey, listen, are you sick? You think you're sick, whatever, and figure it out, man. Protect yourself. Don't put yourself in that situation, or don't travel if you don't have to, right? But make sure, give that motherfucker a mask if you got an extra one. Save a life, all right? It could be that fucking bad. Shit could spread up to 10 feet from someone sneezing, okay? If someone's in a row and you're next to them right there, yeah, it's a higher chance of it. Right? That shit, someone could sneeze and it could fucking infect the person in the row in front of them. It's powerful. Just be mindful. Again, this shit got me stressed the fuck out. As you can tell, even my son, London, he's really worried about it. It's been talked about in school where he goes to school and his teachers have brought some information, and he's really super worried about it. He asks me questions about it on a daily basis. Okay. Remember, my son has severe respiratory illness. So this could possibly kill him if he caught it. So, it's especially more dangerous in older people. They say people over 40 years of age. Listen, man, I'm not in the best shape, but listen, motherfucker can still run 4 miles and shit. You know what I mean? I'm all right, as washed up as I say, but yeah, older people in the 60s, 70s, 80s, they need to fucking be careful. This shit is no joke. And now, Miles, can you please lighten up this mood and throw on a Lakey inspired beat? Let's chill the fuck out. Love. Okay, we're back, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare you guys. I just want to give you guys the information. It's that important. I have another show in the interview in the queue, but this thing was a little bit more important for the weekend wrap up. I didn't want to add that to this. It's that important. It's important to me. This is my podcast. I want to inform my listeners and people listening how serious this fucking virus is. So anyways, I told you guys I'm going to Vegas this week, tomorrow. Solo dolo, just going for 24 hours, real quick, 24 hours to interview Joe Vargas, aka @Hustler. Dude's got a crazy story. Was in the Navy or the Air Force. I forgot what the fuck he was in, but dude's made millions. And I'm gonna interview him. I'm gonna stay at I only stay at 2 hotels in Vegas, and I'm probably just gonna chill in my hotel suite and do room service. I'm not sure. I might walk in the lobby, and I don't think I'm gonna gamble, but I might check out one of the restaurants. But, shit could be crazy in Vegas. I haven't done a lot of research in Vegas as of this show. A lot of Asian people gamble. And, I just got to be real. It's a big tourism city for Asians. We'll see. My wife is so fucking paranoid that we canceled our trip to NYC. And I had to beg her. Like, yo, listen, I'm being, I'm crazy too about this. But, I got a lot of shit I got to do. So regardless, if they weren't going to go and my kids are missing school for this trip, right, I'm going regardless, right? But I convinced her we could prevent a lot, put some gloves on the kids and just be just super careful and just like really be attentive on it. I didn't want to fuck this up, just told her we need to be smart. And this weekend, we avoided any amusement parks. We were going to hit Universal Studios and Knott's Berry Farm because it's President's Day weekend. But instead, we just did a staycation in Malibu. We hit this spot called Back to the Beach Cafe, which is almost at the Palisades border right there. It's in Santa Monica. It's right on the beach. Check this out, man. This is an excellent place to take your kids. If you guys are in Los Angeles, LA area, they have like a gate, like a kind of gate so the kids don't fucking run over there and whatever. It's not like a gate that's going to prevent them, but it's a deterrent. Let's say that. But again, it's literally on the beach. There's sand. There's a part where you could actually eat on the sand. The wait's a little longer, but it's, if you're patient, and I'm not patient, but I waited 45 minutes. I guess some people recognize me and whatever, and maybe I could have, but I didn't, I was chilling. My kids are having fun playing. Parking ain't that bad, but their food is really decent. And again, it's family friendly. Okay. My kids had a blast just playing with their sand toys, making little, sand castles and fucking around and everything, wearing their natives, and they're fucking, playing on the swings and shit. If the weather was warmer, we would have definitely hit the water. Still brought a beach towel. We were chilling, kids having a blast. Shout out to my friends Dana and Abel and their beautiful son Enzo. The menu at this spot was good, man. They had they had a really decent selection, and they had just the essential shit that you needed. They also have breakfast too, which looked lit. My boy got the huevos rancheros. It looked good. But what they had was they had Impossible spaghetti bolognese. Okay, this is spaghetti bolognese with Impossible meat. All right, it was fucking good. This shit was good. The sauce was excellent. All they needed to do was prep these noodles, maybe a little bit al dente. They're a little soft, but it was still really good. If they made this al dente, this would be litter than fucking lit. It was fire already. My daughter Kaya, she eats a lot. She's still allergic to a lot, some things and stuff, right? She's not as bad as Lennon Ryder with her allergies and severities, and she's not anaphylactic. But she loves spaghetti, and she tried it, and she couldn't tell. She fucking went crazy and ate a lot of my food, but it was all good because, I stole some French fries from my kids and stuff and everything. But again, they got a legit breakfast menu. They got brunch and a very kid-friendly menu. I'll spare you on the other fucking family activities that we did, but let me say this, man. My Pacifica minivan. About that van life. Shout out to my boy Paul Katako and Van Culture, my VK crew. It looks great. The van looks great. It rides smooth. It's lowered. It's all murdered out. And it came murdered out by the factory. It's called the S-Line package, right? And it has everything. I love it. I drive way more than people think, and one thing it doesn't have is power. This car has like 200 horsepower. I don't know what the car is already heavy as fuck. I love everything about it except that fact that it's so fucking slow. And at times like that, when you're trying to switch lanes or trying to, get on the freeway and try to fucking just try to get push, it don't have enough, motherfucking oomph in it, and it drives me crazy. But I was thinking about some shit and I talked about it, people on Instagram, they just love getting mad and arguing and shit. And these people are like, oh, well, you like to stun on 13-year-olds. Motherfucker, I'll stun on fucking 40, 30, 20 athletes, pro athletes, actors. It don't matter what it is. If you really know me, you don't see me posting like my personal materialistic items or luxury items. I post 1 or 2 cars here and there. I don't post all the cars that I have, everything. I don't post my crib. I already told you this. I don't know how many times. If I want to flex, I'm going to flex how good my kids live, okay? How well they eat, how clean they eat, okay? How amazing of a fucking education they're getting and things like that. Just their overall quality of life. If I'm going to flex, I'm going to flex that, all right? That they have a fucking trust and they'll go to college and taking care of it. That's from all the fruits of my labor. But anyways, going on. I just thought about this. My wife was like, you're just too intense. You're just too crazy. Your energy is too fucking angry and this and that. I said, listen, do you realize this has been me all my life? Hasn't changed. what you're asking me to do is completely be a different person, which is, impossible to do. People could change. I'm not saying, I'm just saying the level of effort for me to turn around my intensity, that's just what it is. I was born with it. It's it's in my DNA, truly. My mom's the same way. So is my sister. So is my brother at times. Okay. But let me say this. If I just won the lottery, okay, I just won $200 million free and clear, okay, all someone would have to do to make me angry was sit at a left turn arrow stoplight. And as soon as it turns green and they don't go, that's enough to fucking set me off and go to jail. All right. That would make me want to fucking kill them right here. All right. But anyways, I don't even know why I brought that up. We jump around on this show. But the new Maybach of minivans is coming. All right. The new model Pacifica, they stepped up the leather. They made a bigger touchscreen navigation, like infotainment system. And the van's coming out in August. My boy Paul got a heartbeat on it, and he got a pulse on it. I'm sorry. And he's connected directly with Chrysler Marketing. They're like, okay, let's get Ben Baller the first one here. But Paul listens to this show, and I don't want to upset him because he's put so much effort and has helped me so much, and I've brought him some other people. But I just honestly have to be completely real. Unless I decide to keep this, which I'm trying to get rid of a few cars right now, and I'm trying to clean up the garage, the stable, right? And I know that I should just chill, but this has actually helped me in the long run. I don't know. Do I need 2 Ferraris and a Lambo? No, I don't. I'd love to keep it to one really nice SUV. Doesn't have to be an exotic. It could be, it could be the Range, which is crazy. I don't know yet what I want to do. And one exotic car, and in that case, I'll keep the van, whatever. But I think I'm just gonna. I don't know, man. I may either sell this van to one of my homies, because my homie loves this van and he's got a big family. He's got a family of 6 too. So he's like, yo, that van would come in so handy. It's so much better than, my cars now. And I'm thinking about grabbing the Yukon Denali XL, right? But the 7-seat option with the bucket captain's chairs and everything. But then I'm thinking, I just saw that new fucking Cadillac Escalade that drops in November. The 2021 Escalade ESV with the new fucking, they got the sport trim kit where it's all murdered out in black. Almost the entire car. The trim, the moldings and stuff. The grill's black. I mean, I would obviously switch the wheels out. Probably throw some Forgiatos. Shout out to my dog AC. But that bitch is hard as fuck. That interior, that fucking dashboard is sick, right? And these new interiors, as far as the seating goes, it's not like it was when the Escalades had the third row. It's like kind of raised up a little bit, and then you got the fucking, some of them don't have the captain's chair option on the second row, so it's like fucking nightmare. You gotta pull the seat. I don't like none of that shit. I want this shit easy breezy, a lot of space to get in for everyone. All the seats recline, and they figured it out finally. Like in the last couple of years, the third row is like level now, and if it's not the same as my third row in my van, it's definitely better because the leather quality is a lot better. But my third row electronically reclines, which is, I'm hoping it does at least that. But it has the bucket seats, the captain's chairs in the second row. So this would seat 7 legit, maybe more legit than the van. I'd have all the cargo things that I need, all this cargo space for all the luggage and shit for a road trip. And the most important part, it would have a 420 horsepower V8 engine, which I'm sure I could probably get another 50, 60 or more from Gintani. You could beef that bitch up. But the most important thing is it would be more luxurious, and that would mean my wife would actually drive it and drive the kids off and this here and there, because she refuses to drive the minivan. My wife won't. It's just too soccer mom for her, and she just doesn't want to feel old. She's so fucking conscious about that shit. She even hates the fact that I talked about this. This is like a really bad thing for me to say this, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. It's just real. I told her, I said, listen, a motherfucker gave me $150 across my face, and I had literally had 100 stitches on my face. Man, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I need to do the next day. I'm not letting that shit stop me. I don't give a fuck about that. That's a big deal for me. I just don't care anymore. I just, but vanity is a big deal, and I know it's going to be tough to deal with my wife when she turns 50. I'll be fucking 62 at that time. But, she's trying to hold on to her youthful looks. You know what I'm saying? My father-in-law listens to this show. He listens to this show all the time. So he's like, oh shit. He agrees, but he doesn't want to because he knows how crazy his daughter is when it comes to that type of stuff. But Tito Bobby, it's all love. What else? I copped a P365 6 hour this weekend. It's law enforcement only. It is now maybe my favorite gun over my Glock 42. It's fucking amazing. It's 9mm, holds 10 rounds in the fucking clip. It's so dope. It's perfect, small as fuck. Carry that bitch anywhere. I tried it out this weekend. Shout out to my boy Sean Donnelly. This motherfucker shoots good. You know, no fucking kick. It's just solid. My boy Sean owns a gun shop called Fowler Guns in the city of Orange. Make sure you check that out. This thing is fucking sweet. Again, stocking up on my guns, and I loaded up crazy on ammo. I got rounds for days. I got rounds for years. About that. Me and my wife bought Knives Out. You know, it's like the 2019 version of the movie Clue. It's out on stream now, so I was like, oh shit, Amazon Prime. By the way, I'm Amazon Prime heavy. You know, these girls, I see them, they have Amazon wish lists. Like, people buy shit, and they're like, oh, you should do this, boom. I just feel wrong asking my fucking followers and my fans for that type of shit. That's fucked up. Like, that girl, Young Miami, she went on her Instagram and Twitter and asked people to send her a $5 Cash App. I don't know. It's fucked up. Anyways, I prefer Amazon Prime as far as the videos over iTunes. It just seems what I'm doing. I like it more than Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, by the way, Knives Out was fucking amazing. It was great. It was really, really good. It wasn't as good as a Gentleman, but I'm talking about Gentleman is a fucking, a Bugatti Chiron. And Knives Out was a Bugatti Veyron. It was just really, really good. But back to Netflix, there's this Malcolm X documentary that I really want to watch. If you guys have seen it, can you guys DM me and tell me, or DM the Ben Baller podcast page and tell me how it is? What else real quick? So you guys should check out this podcast on Apple iOS. I don't know where else, but I think it's pretty much everywhere. But it's the Bill Cosby podcast. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure it's the only one. It has like the Coogee sweater in the picture. It's fucking wow. Like, the details on this shit, the specific details they get into on this podcast. It's obviously it's a murder documentary podcast. It's fucking deep as fuck. Like, I had no idea. Man, I hate to hear the Me Too movement on some fake shit. There's been some, false accusations. This one, I don't know, man. This one is bad. So I don't know if Uncle Snoop was right on this one. I know he made an apology, but this one is fucked up. All right, you fucks. You guys ready? All right, you ready? Let's get into what's really good. Like, what the real highlight of this weekend was. NBA All-Star Weekend. All right, let's start off with, I've been looking at people, lurking at their fucking pages and whatever, homies. I got a lot of homies from Chicago. I got a lot of fam from Chicago, like real good homies. And, I've been peeping out people's friends and stories and shit and all their posts. And Chicago looked lit. There's been some cities I've been like, nothing will top Vegas' shit show. That shit was just legendary forever. I love Chicago. If it wasn't 7 fucking degrees there this weekend, and then I have like this whole coronavirus shit, I would have actually pulled up. I would have considered it. I had a bag there, but it's just a lot going on with my family and my wife and everything. And again, you know what? Another thing with these big things like the Super Bowl and shit, it's just too much politics. If you're not going to give me that A-list, real like A-list celebrity thing, which some people are like, oh, what do you deserve it for? Hey man, if they're offering and there's a way to get it, cool. But I'm not going to politic that way. It's just not really my thing. Shout out to my homie Don C, who is actually he's with XL Sports Management as well. He dropped a fire ass shoe collab with Nike. These blue Air Force Ones, man, them motherfuckers are hard as fuck. Don, if you listening, I'd love my pair. And anyone from Chicago or anyone that got a plug, if you got a plug on those fragment Jordan 1s, the red, white Jordan 1s, and I forgot what the fuck it was, not the Terminator, I forgot the other shoe. But really, if anyone got a plug on those Chicago Unity red Jordan 3s, holla at your boy, please. All right, let's start off, man. The 3-point contest, it's not fucking like anything super exciting. It was cool. I wasn't like overly like, oh shit, I gotta watch it, but it was on, My boy Homicide pulled up on me. We watched it together. I had a feeling that Devin Booker was gonna win. He's just I know he wasn't supposed to be originally in the All-Star, or actually he was always gonna be in the 3-point contest, right? I guess. But I don't know, man. This boy, the boy Buddy Love, he came in there and shot the motherfucking lights out. Shout out to my boy Lethal Shooter, who like 2-3 hours prior to the fucking 3-point shooting contest, he had a pick with both of them in it, and he was just breaking down something. Like if he knew something, it was crazy, but it really, it was a competition, and then it got down to those two people. And Lethal Shooter probably coaches both of them, or at least one of them. I don't know. Lethal Shooter is an NBA shooting coach. He's just a super all-around nice, positive guy. He is a very technical person when it comes to shooting. He played pro. That's my fucking guy. Wait a second. Hold on. That was Saturday. So hold on. Friday. Hold on. The celebrity game. It was fucking awful. All right. Shit, to be real, I thought that dude, Famous Los, and I'm hating that dude followed me before. I don't know if he still follows me, but like he would say all this shit about basketball, show all these videos and stuff. I thought he was sick. From Instagram, I was like, this motherfucker. Or I thought he was a pro basketball player at one time. Something like that. But listen, watching him play, he was not balling. Dog, there's no way. I really honestly question if he played D2 college foot basketball. He really was just not. I'm confused now. I needed to do some research. I'm really super confused because I expected a lot more from some of these people. There was like, goddamn Horace Grant got big as fuck, right? Just some of these people that are out there, But check it out, man. My man Ronnie 2K played in the celebrity game, right? And people had opinions for days. The hate that these that social media have, my boy Ronnie 2K, is insane. I don't even know where it's from. I thought motherfucker would love this dude. It's NBA 2K. This dude has been nothing but extremely kind to me. We've done activations together for NBA 2K. He put me in the fucking game. All right. But the amount of hate that he was getting was so heavy. It was so heavy on social media that he was fucking trending like number 6 or 7 on Twitter. All right. The crazy part about it is it was like, oh, he's going to be trash, blah, blah. When you see him go, he was actually more decent than fucking anybody else. He was playing super relaxed and chill. But anyways, yeah, the celebrity game was fucking trash. They got to do better than that. I was happy to see Spice Adams in there, but it was just, that shit was trash. Now, I don't want to spend too much fucking time on this, but every year I just have low expectations for the dunk contest, I was alive to see Dominique, Wilkins and fucking Jordan go at it. I was alive to see Vince Carter. And by the way, listen, man, this is just more of a personal thing, and it's just hard to affect it. I don't fuck with Vince Carter. I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Like, I don't fuck with dude. Fuck him and whatever. I don't fuck with dude at all whatsoever. But regarding this dunk contest, when I first heard that Kobe was going to help out Dwight Howard, and I don't fuck with Dwight Howard either. I know he's a Laker, but it is what it is. People deserve second chances. They don't deserve a third chance, but they deserve a second chance, which brings up jumping around. I'm all over the place. Listen, never take an ex back. All right. She thought she could do better without you, or I'm just talking to men, or even talking to girls. Fuck it. Never take your ex back. Anyways, going on. Ever since the Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon battle, which was fucking epic. It was such a fucking amazing dunk contest. I didn't feel like there'd be a dunk contest worth watching, and there hasn't been. The last couple have been whatever. That one was fucking sick. It was one of the best I've ever seen. And as most people did, I assumed that Aaron Gordon was just going to take this one for sure. And it was cool here and there, right? Listen, Derrick Jones Jr., he did some really dope dunks, right? He did some good shit, right? He kept it. He kept in it. He stayed in the contest. They were tied at one point, legit. When it got to the tiebreaker, no doubt, no question, Aaron Gordon got robbed. It's not even up for discussion. It's not like, oh, well, this. No, he got robbed. That's a fact. And in fact, it's the second time he got robbed. This time it was worse because this one, he got 5 fucking 50s. All right, he got 5 perfect scores. Who's ever got that before? I don't think anybody. I don't even know. His last dunk for the tiebreaker, he dunks over 7'5" Taco, and he got a 40. Like, this is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You guys saw it, anyways, man. Listen. Nobody disagrees that it was fucked up. Nobody disagrees that he shouldn't have won. What else was fucked up? The State Farm commercials were so fucking bad. They kept running this weekend, and it's like, why would you intentionally have the rubber Nutty Professor Clump skin hanging off of Alfonso Ribeiro's neck, like on the back of his head, like he had this fade. It was obviously bad, and they're like saying, "Oh, people are like, oh, because he's trying to be a fake parody of fucking Chris Paul, CP3, So it was like he was like in a rush to like, no, shut the fuck up. They failed. Whatever they tried to do, they failed at it. If that was it, they better. It's better for them to just say, oh, you know what, we didn't know that in makeup it was too late, and we had to rush this commercial. They're better off saying that. All right, the main event. Okay, guys, we're here. Let me tell you something. About right before halftime, I had a thing where I was like, listen, coronavirus going to come second. I'm going to start the podcast with I was literally going to start the podcast off with that because this shit was doo-doo. All right. Let's just start off with the intro. All right. Intro was 25, 30 minutes long. It was just too fucking long. It was, especially now I'm older and I have more patience. Kids ain't want to see that shit, man. Okay? The intro could have been 10, 15 minutes shorter, easily. All right? Now, to the people who are like, he's fucking tributing. Listen, any fucking motherfucker, any idiot who thinks that I don't fucking love the respect and shit that people are showing to Kobe, you know how fucking dumb you are? All right? But there's a certain point where you fucking stop that shit. All right? Be like, nah, fuck that. Okay? And to get facts straightened out, the tribute to Kobe was 3 to fucking 5 minutes long out of a 25, 30-minute fucking intro. Okay? The extra shit was just too much. Okay? This shit felt longer than the Kobe game tribute at the first home game after Kobe died at Staples Center. Okay? It dies down the excitement. It fucks people up. Okay? It's a little bit too much. And you know how I felt about Kobe. But, it was already great. They named the fucking, the MVP trophy after him, the Kobe MVP, okay? And, Common, he's from Chicago, he's, whatever. I've never been a huge Common fan ever. There's a couple songs he got that are bangers, but I just never been a huge Common fan. I'm not really a big fan of his voice. I'm not a fan of his acting, whatever. It's just, I don't know what it was. Maybe it ties back to the Ice Cube beef and all that. And I know dude is legit. I know he's got, he's got ties to the Chicago streets and everything. Good for him, right? Intro was too much. People were saying, oh man, dude, he was rhyming all the intros, to all the NBA, all the all-star rosters, man, the people playing the game. He was rhyming their names and shit. It was dope. Let me tell you something. That shit felt so fucking underwhelming to me, okay? It was so bad that I couldn't even listen, all right? I was like, oh, he was really? It was just killing me. It was just too long. And then the legendary, beautiful Chaka Khan, right? I was such a fan of Chaka Khan when I was like, used to breakdance to her music, right? She gets out there and fucks the national anthem up on a whole different level. She fucked that shit up so bad that I put her shit on mute. I just put the TV on mute until I couldn't see her on the screen anymore. Fuck. She might be still trending. She was trending throughout the whole fucking time. She was trending number 1 because she butchered that fucking national anthem so bad. But some were saying in the tweets and shit that she was worse than Fergie's version when Fergie fucked it up. No, Fergie's was all time worse, and I feel bad saying that because she's a personal friend of mine. But it's okay. The game starts. I'm not sure I like the new format. I don't really understand the whole scoring thing. And listen, I don't give a fuck about. Listen, I'm not here to pay attention to everything. All right, fuck you. All right, it should be fucking just easy breezy. Didn't understand. There's like these 5-point shots, whatever it fucking was, and all this weirdo shit. And I traditionally like the East and West, so I'm, going back to, all right, let's see how this goes. But it's like starting out fucked up, and to be real, it's just fucking goofy as fuck. Motherfuckers ain't doing shit. People are just bullshitting. There was barely any excitement. None of the dunks were dope. I mean, there's a couple things here and there, right? For the most part, that first entire half of the All-Star game was fucking trash. Okay, just super lackluster. Again, underwhelming. And then, if it couldn't get any worse, the halftime show happened. And I was like, I got to get that new PC365 SIG and just shoot myself. Okay. Now, I get that this is in Chicago, and because it's Chicago, they want to be politically correct and show love to the city. It's the NBA, but, they want to be PC and everything, but damn, And me personally, listen, I hate being politically correct with things because I'm tied to a lot of people. If I even retweet a tweet that's bagging on someone that I might know, they take that shit so personal, could affect their career and everything else. But let me just straight up say this. I just got to be real with you guys. I have to be straight up unfiltered. Like I said, I'm not going to apologize. I fucked with Chance the Rapper back in the day. I met him when he wasn't even signed, I don't think. My boy Fats introduced me to him when, he was with my boy Sir Mikey Rocks from the Cool Kids. And like, first of all, I fuck with Mikey. I'm part of a fucking Chicago fucking crew called Treated. But even when Chance the Rapper started getting some big hits in 2016, wasn't a fan. Didn't like, in fact, I hated Ultralight Beam. That was definitely not a song I fuck with on that album. That album was fucking, again, underwhelming. But I'm not a big Chance the Rapper fan. I just ran into him not that long ago at the Comedy Get Down with George Lopez. He's cool, a little weird, but here and there, whatever. But he's famous now. He wasn't famous the last time I seen him. Actually, no, he was, because I made him a bracelet. But you know what? I was a huge fan of Chance the Rapper's manager. All right, Pat, who's such a great guy. I don't think he manages Chance anymore. I got that vibe from Chance when I asked. Maybe they had some. Who fucking knows? But I think that Chance the Rapper is very overrated. I'm sorry, man. And just recently, this year, he canceled his stadium tour, and I found out it was due to low ticket sales from the from the major company, the company that was doing the tour. He said it was to spend time with his family and work on a new album. That's fake news. All right, and whatever. It's just real. I'm sure he's gonna still get a bag. He was out there performing as hard as he could, but I just, man, it was, and he was trending on Twitter, and 95% of the comments were definitely not good ones. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean everyone's right. I'm just saying that, that people felt a certain way. And, people were angrier than I was. But, most of the people said, why isn't Chief Keef performing? And I mean, listen, when I think of Chicago rap, I think of, Twista and whatever else I'm saying, but I think of Chief Keef before I think of Common. Common's historical. I'm just talking about like something, in the last decade, right? Relevant wise. I think of Chief Keef way more than any other Chicago rapper except for Kanye West, all right? And especially, when it comes to the Windy City, I just think of that movement that Chief had. And, I'm sorry, listen, Chance was just bad, okay? I don't give a fuck that he did a tribute song to Kobe. It just, again, my favorite word for this specific episode, underwhelming. And the fact that Kanye didn't even perform is crazy. He's sitting courtside. I know he did his Sunday service in Chicago, but his name, when they showed like the little studio mics and stuff for, in the sound booth, they had the mics that were showing. They had Justin Bieber's name. Obviously, he didn't show up and everything, whatever. And they had all the rappers or the performers' names and stuff. And Kanye's name was listed on one of the microphones in that little, little area in the booth for the halftime show. But I guess, I don't know, maybe he didn't go up there because he thought it was, he felt like he couldn't save the show maybe. Halftime show was that bad. I don't know. But, shout out to Kanye West and shout out to my man Matt George for sending me the Quantum Basketball Yeezys and the black MNVN London, Tokyo, New York City Attack 700s. The shits are stupid comfy, super dope. Anyways, so back to the game. Third quarter was trash. And then the fourth quarter began. And again, I was real confused. But the shit got really good, as you guys know. Okay, it got super good. They made it so that the magic number was 157. Whoever could score 157 points first wins the game, right? Simple as that. First to score to 157 wins. And when it got to like the 130s, I've never seen, in my lifetime, never seen defense or more seriousness in an all-star game ever. Like, shit got stressful. I was getting stressed. I was like, listen, the Laker team got to win. All right, I told you I hate calling it Team LeBron, but I didn't call it Team LeBron the whole entire game, but it got stressful. There started, to be hard fouls. People are flopping. And by the way, listen, if you guys want to blame somebody on the East or on team Giannis, listen, blame fucking Kyle Lowry. That motherfucker flopped. He fucked up other shit. He was just going too too extra, and he just, the refs were starting to get dramatic, acting and shit, getting hyped up. You never see refs get like that. It was fucking crazy. That fourth quarter was lit. It was fucking nuts. But yeah, the end of the game, it ended on an underwhelming free throw. All right, it got a little better because it got dramatic because Anthony Davis missed the first free throw. Then they would have gave him a chance if they missed the next one. But it made it less shitty. Right? But Anthony Davis hit the game-winning free throw, and I swear to God, the last 10 plays of that fourth quarter of the game were all missed shots. People were just shooting fucking 40-footers, trying to win the game with that final three. And it's like they're trying to be Kobe and had that Mamba mentality, but it just wasn't cracking. Anyways, Team LeBron won. The team with the most Lakers won. And like I said, I want to call it the Team West, but you can't because they had, Celtics and 76ers on there. Shout out to my boy Ben Simmons, man. He was doing his thing out there. But you know what? Shout out to the NBA. It was a great format. All right. They did this back in 2001, I guess. This time it definitely worked much better. People loved it. I can't lie. At the end of the game, I was smiling and I enjoyed it. I was very entertained. And at the end of the day, this was for the kids in Chicago. All right. And they raised $500,000 for those kids. Kobe's memorial will be next week. And, on 2/24 Monday, I'm actually going to be in New York City. And, it's a little low key, kind of too much now, but I get it. They don't do the 2 and the 24 and the 20. And, they already had a real funeral, so it's not the same, but again, I get how much he meant to the fans and how much he meant to my city. But, like Nipsey had an actual funeral and the memorial done at Staples. Obviously, there's a whole different magnitude. I don't know. I just have mixed feelings about it. And I'm not saying I'm not going to go. It was too hectic anyway. I did get an invitation. It was cool. I RSVP just, out of love. But then, obviously it's not fair to show up and not use the tickets. And, actually, I'm sorry, not tickets. I had a ticket. I was solo invited. I can't go. I'm going to be in New York City, but I'm trying to finish this Kobe tribute jewelry piece. That's a personal piece for me before, by the time I leave to New York City. It'll mean a lot more. It'll mean a bit more to me if I'm able to show it off on 2/24. But damn, the coronavirus really got me fucked up. It fucked up my work shit. And then it was the extra day, the weekend with the kids because of President's Day. So listen, all I know is I can't wait to hit the Rotten Apple, maybe meet some of my podcast fans. I might be interviewing Joe Budden. We're going to figure out scheduling now. Maybe Ice-T. Got to figure that out. His is a little more difficult because they're shooting SVU right now. But for sure, I am interviewing Trax NYC, which should be interesting as fuck. Interviewing Avions. And we'll see about some more people. I don't know. It's tough because it's me and my wife's 8-year wedding anniversary. And it's also our 10-year anniversary together because it coincides. We made the dates together, which is 2/25, which is crazy that it's one day after Kobe's memorial and everything else, a significant day. And my son's birthday is one day after his birthday. Anyways, fucking crazy how much me and my wife have done in the last 10 years. Just the crazy shit that has happened in this last decade of things that I've done, the accolades and everything, just our love, our wedding, our relationship, having the kids and all that shit is fucking crazy. But that is all the time we got on this episode. Thank you again so much for tuning in. We are still ranked in the top 50. All right. Remember, with that being said, there are over 700,000 podcasts currently. All right. And you are listening to the realest, best one out there. Please make sure to tell your friends about Behind the Baller and to subscribe. If you leave me a 5-star review in a question format, write any question you want, and I will answer it on the podcast. Okay. God bless you all. Again, I love you guys. See you back here on Thursday. Lakey, take us out of here with something fresh. All right, y'all. Peace.